going to be broken down into a pretty simplistic level today. We are not going to be talking about specific implementations. We're going to be talking about just the general getting started phases of istation. So if you're new to istation, welcome aboard. We look forward to a good partnership with you this year. If you are a returning customer of istation, we hope that these steps will help you in remembering all the phases of getting started. As we move forward in the year, the topics will change on our website as far as what we're covering. But for the months of August and September, we're focusing on getting started with istation. We have school districts that start at various times across the year. Some start as early as mid-August, and some don't start till this week. So we have scattered these getting started webinars across August and September in the hopes that you'll find them helpful. What's going to change after September is the topics will change, but also the logistics of how you register for these topics. This time, since it's just early pieces and getting started, you are not required to log in to the iStation website in order to gain access to these live webinars. But after the end of September, you will be required to know your login and password to iStation's website so that you can access all of the other webinars that will be broadcasting throughout the school year that will be much more product specific. So the reason we put it behind the login is to make sure that we are catering to our iStation customer base and answering their specific questions about the product as they go forward. So hopefully everybody's all ready to go and dialed in, and that we're getting ready to get started here. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward through the slides and just covering the basic 5 steps to getting started. I am going to put my picture away so you don't have to stare at my picture the whole time. So let's talk a little bit about how do we get this off the ground and running. So the 5 simple steps to getting started are basically step 1. You have to receive a username and a password from iStation account. So if that portion does not happen yet, you're going to want to check with your school administrator or your technology contact at the campus and find out if they have already sent iStation the list of names of teachers and administrators who will need access to the iStation program. Once that is received from your campus or your district, then we are able to generate that information here at iStation and send an email out to you from iStation accounts, and that will contain your username and password that will gain you access to the iStation website. And that leads us into step 2. Once your students have been added to iStation, so this is going to be the next phase, we're going to ask for all teachers and administrators be sent to iStation so we know who to create accounts for. We're also going to ask your technology team to import to us the names of all the students who need to use iStation. So once those steps have been taken care of, you'll be getting account information for yourselves, and once students have been imported into the iStation program, you'll be able to go to our website at www.istation.com, and you'll have access to your student login card. So with your username and password, you'll be able to log in to the website and gain access to the student login cards so they may begin using iStation. So step 3, that leads us to students. We'll begin accessing the iStation program using their login information. So each student's going to have their own login and password to gain access to the iStation program as well. Step 4. Step 4 is going to take us into this next phase where we're going to find out how the students did. We need to know how the data is coming in, what does it look like. So your login and password information can be used once again at the iStation website to view the student data to see how they have performed. Everything we do at iStation as far as data collection and reporting is all done in real time, which means the immediacy of your data is going to be incredibly beneficial to you in the sense that you're going to be able to use those results to inform instruction in an immediate fashion. So there's no syncing, no downloading, no uploading, no lag time, no waiting for data to be submitted and collected and be viewable by you as the classroom teacher or by the campus or school administrator. Every email that you get from iStation is going to just come straight into your email inbox. We are supplied with your email addresses from your school or from your district so that we may communicate to you your login and password. So whether you're using Gmail or Outlook or whatever your email system may be, you're just going to get an email from iStation accounts that will include 3 things. It will include the domain, and the domain is just a big fancy word for your location. Your location is where you are. Where are you? What campus are you with? What district are you in? And what state do you currently work in? So domain is going to be very specific and give you the information about your campus or your district or your state. So we're going to cover that in a little more detail in a moment. Your login ID, that's going to be your username and then your password. Now you'll notice in my email here this password is kind of a mixture of letters and numbers. It's not going to be your permanent password. This is your initial password, but you will be prompted to change that upon your first login. So I'm actually going to go to a little bit larger view of that email, a little easier to see. So you can see that the domain, now I did this as a demo, so my domain would be demo. But let's say that you are at Smith Elementary in Smith, Texas. Your domain is going to be specified by your school name, your district name, and your state. So your domain would actually be smith.smith.tx. So again, your school name, your state, and then your district in the middle there. So smith.smith.tx. That would be Smith Elementary in Smith District in Texas. And that's going to be the domain. Login, again, is your username and your password. And again, you'll be prompted to change that password upon your first login to the istation website. Using this login information not only gains you access into the website and all of the student data, but it also can access you into what's called the iKnowledge Resource Center. This is actually a new component for iStation this year. And for all of those that are new to iStation or who need a refresher on how to get started using the program, the iKnowledge Resource Center will house many different self-paced tutorials that you can access on the phases of getting started. Coming soon here on September 16th, we'll have a development released on all of the products regarding iStation. So if you're wanting to learn more about what the students are actually doing while using the program, you'll be able to watch those self-paced tutorials. And then coming in October, in the early part of the month, we'll focus on reports. So you'll have access to self-paced tutorials on all aspects of iStation, not just the getting started phase. We also offer customer support through iStation. It's available Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and that is Central Standard Time here in the Dallas area. So you can always call us toll-free at 866-883-7323, and you would simply press 2 for support, or you can email them at support@istation.com. So let's go ahead and back out of this PowerPoint for a moment, and let me take you out to our iStation website so that you can get an idea of what that's going to look like when we get ready to use the iStation website. So for teachers and administrators, this is a very important step. This is what you are going to need to focus on gaining access to the student data, all the teacher resources, all of the information from the iKnowledge Resource Center, our interactive user guide, any of the detail of how the program is working, what is it producing, what do my reports mean. All the things that a teacher or an administrator would need to get their hands on is going to be done at the iStation website. So whatever web browser you use, whether it's Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Safari, whatever you might be using, that's going to be what you go to. You're going to go to your Internet browser. I currently use Google Chrome, so I'm going to double-click here. Now, because I work for iStation, I have it defaulted to just go straight to the iStation website, but it is just a very straightforward web address. It's just www.istation.com, if I type it correctly. Once you get out to the website, it's going to look just like this. You'll notice that there is a little video here. This is actually a great video if you're new to iStation or you're just not really sure what we do all in all. This video is just under 5 minutes, and it covers a whole informative piece on what iStation is designed to do and how it's meant to complement instruction, help with RTI, and all the different other types of implementations that schools use us for across the country. In order to learn how to log in to the iStation website, I'm going to walk you through those steps, but I'm also going to show you a very quick way to get a refresher on that. If you click on the upper tab here that says iStation Support, once you get to the support page, there's actually a video that lives right here. It says, how do I log in? So if you forget the steps that we're covering today through this webinar, you can always go here to the website, click on iStation Support, and view a very short 2-minute video on how to log in to the istation website. But I am going to walk you through those steps right now. We're going to click here where it says log in here to view student reports. Once you click there, your screen is actually not going to look like mine. It's going to look just like this. You're going to have a section that's called Select Your Location. This is the domain. This is that domain I was mentioning that specifies your school and your district and your state. So let's just say that you are from Smith Elementary. So I could just type in Smith. Let's say that I'm from Smith Elementary in Dallas, Texas. I could just click right here, but you'll see that anything with Smith in the title is going to form a drop-down here. And you can just scroll through and find the location that you belong to. So if I click here, then it's going to ask me now for my specified username and password. So if I had mischosen my domain and I type my username and my password here, I am not going to be able to get access into the istation website. So selecting the correct domain is very important. If you make a mistake and it's not allowing you, just simply select a different school. Click here, type in your school name, choose your location, and then type in your username and your password. Now, once you gain access into the istation website, rest assured you are not going to have to worry about all of the information that you're currently seeing on my screen. Again, I work for istation, so I can see all of the states across the country and actually a few countries outside of the United States that are currently using istation. So your information is going to be readily available to you right away on the screen. You're not going to have to scroll through the different locations. So you would go directly to the information that you would need. So I'm going to actually pull up a little demo class that I have created here. So once a teacher logs into the istation website, the very first thing that needs to happen, and this can be for a teacher or maybe a systems administrator or a campus technologist or a lab manager, whoever may be overseeing the use of istation and getting the students started. The first thing that has to happen is you need to find the Manage section. And the Manage section is going to be over here on the left-hand side. I'm actually going to highlight it here. It's going to be on the left-hand side, and we're going to go to Manage, and I'm going to click on that. And then we're going to click Students because we're wanting to manage the information about the students. We need to get their login cards so they can actually get started using istation. So we're going to click Manage and Students. And this takes us to the Manage Classroom section where you're going to see a list of your classroom students here on the page. Again, if this information is not available to you, the step has not been taken care of through the technology portion of istation, and that is from your technology team to istation, communicating the list of students that are going to need access to the istation program. So those are steps that want to occur prior to implementation, prior to use of istation, obviously. So you'll want to check with your campus folks to see if that is in the works. Once you have information imported into istation, the login cards will be ready and available here in the Manage Classroom section. So you would just simply click on Login Cards, and there they'll be. So these are going to be readily available for the students so they can begin the use of istation. Once you're ready to print these, you just simply hit Print Cards, and you would print the entire class list. You'll notice that each student is listed above on the top of the card, and their username and password will be unique to them. Very important that each child uses their own specified login card to gain access to istation. Students may not share cards or log in as other students to access istation. Everything that's done in istation is proprietary and individualized to each student's ability. So without them using their own unique login and password, you could risk a lot of negating of data and commingling of information, which would negate the validity of the information that you see. So you'll want to make sure each student is using their own unique login card. If you have a student who loses their login card, you can come back in here and you can select cards to print. These are going to be available all year long, and you can just simply click on the student who needs to have the one card printed and then print that one card. So you don't have to come in and print the entire class each time. Again, we logged into the website. We went to Manage and Students. We saw our class list, and we chose login cards. And then we printed those. Now, let's talk about the student portion. We've got the teacher logged in. We've got the administrator logged in. Whoever needs to log into the istation website has that information at this point, ready to get started. Now, once a student has a login card, where do they go? Students do not come to the istation website. Students will go to the downloaded istation application, and I'm going to circle it. I'm actually going to circle it with a different color here because that's not very bright. This is a downloaded icon onto the building computers that, again, is done in communication from your technology team and istation. This is a downloaded application that will appear as an icon on the desktop, and this can be loaded on any computer at your campus, either your lab computers, your classroom computers, laptop carts, teacher stations. Anyone who's going to need access to the student program, they can load this on any particular computer in the building. So a student has their login card. They're ready to get started. So they can come to the istation icon, which looks like a big white circle with a little red man running through it, and they'll double-click on this icon.
Password.
Okay, so I'm a student now, and I've got my login, and I've got my password.
Log in to istation.
Simply click OK.
Please select an activity or log out of istation.
Now, once your student is logged into the istation program, depending upon what your campus or district has purchased will depend upon what you see here on this screen. The majority of those who have purchased the istation reading program have purchased in English, and that would be Reading with ISIP.
Reading with ISIP.
If you are a campus who has also gained access to ISIP Español, you will have this login as well. So you would be able to click on ISIP Español.
ISIP Español.
The book section is going to be available to all students. And let me explain very quickly what the book section is. The book section is going to be a collection of books and passages that students will interact with while using iStation. Currently, if they're brand new to iStation and they click on books, there will not be anything in that section. It has to have started and have the student working with the program for there to be any books or passages collected in that particular area. Now, if a child clicks on the word books, it's going to do a very simple prompt. It's going to ask for the teacher to come over and put in his or her username and password. And the reason that we do that is access is restricted to books for the student for two different reasons. One, this is a review section. It will not in any way be a section where students will go in and do activities to learn or practice different reading traits. It will not be a piece that we record information about on the student as well. It is simply a review where students can go back in and reread books that they may have already had interaction with. So that's one reason why we ask the teacher to put in their information so the teacher will know the student is just in a review section. The second reason is because once they are in the book section, there is a print button. And we know that paper and ink can be very precious commodities in the course of a school year, and we want teachers to know the student is actually in the book section, and if they hit the print button, it could actually print a book that they are looking at. So we want to make sure the teacher knows the student is in that section. So once a student is here in the iStation program and they choose the category they're going to work on, they'll begin their session. Now, once they get finished with their session for the day and they are done, they would simply exit out of what they're doing and come back to this screen and click Log Out.
Log out. Please enter your username and password.
If no other students are scheduled to use the iStation at that computer that day, or it's the end of the day and it's time to completely shut down for the day, go ahead and have the student click Exit.
Exit iStation.
And it will just go back to the desktop of the computer. All right, let's go back to our presentation piece here. And we've covered quickly what the login cards are going to look like. So we've seen that live and in person on the website. We've also seen what the student icon is going to look like. So again, students are going to go to the istation icon on the desktop of the computer. Teachers and administrators are going to go out to their website, to the istation website, to gain access to the data, the reports, the resources, the iKnowledge Resource Center, and all of the teacher pieces in order to see what the students have done. Okay, so logging into the istation website, that does require that you have a login and a password. You will be asked to set your location or your domain upon your first attempt at logging into the istation website. Upon your first login, you will be asked to reset your password. The one that we first give you is going to be a mixture of letters and numbers and will be very hard to remember. So we do ask that you reset your password once you've logged in the first time so that you can choose a password that will be very unique to you and one that you will not typically forget. If a student has already begun using the istation program, your data is immediately accessible. So data, data, data. We know that's a big focus. We've got to get these kids on so we can see how they're doing, get a little bit of a roadmap to where they are, find out their ability with their reading. So knowing again that the availability of your istation data is immediate, that the website for istation, its resources, and all of your student data is accessible 24/7 via the istation website. So for clarification, teachers and administrators, you can access everything that's being done on istation on our website 24/7 wherever you have the internet. The student application, which is the icon, is only going to be accessible at your locations. It will only be accessible to students in the classroom, in the computer lab, at the campus. So students will not be able to access istation from home. There will be restrictions set up so that students cannot download istation at home and cannot access the program from home. They cannot gain access to the istation website, which is built for teachers and administrators. Their usernames and passwords are not set up to gain access to the istation website, so they will not be able to log in and see data. So again, students will only access istation from the campus so that there's no one assisting them while they're assessing or working in the differentiated instruction of the istation program, so that it is unique to them and it is individualized for their individual needs. If your campus or district has purchased training as part of your purchase this year, your customized training sessions will be scheduled with your campus or district leadership. Typically, there'll be one person who's kind of designated as the contact at your campus or at your district to set up whatever may have been purchased, whether it's webinar training or on-site training. And those sessions, unlike this one, are designed to be your unique training session, and they are customized in the sense that they are going to be specific to your data, the way that you're using istation, and will be able to answer specific questions about your usage and your students. So those customized sessions are scheduled, again, typically after you've just gotten started using the program. So usually you'll get the students on, have them work for a little bit, and then we'll come in and do a customized session to help the teachers and administrators understand what the program is actually doing and keep it very relevant, hands-on, and interactive, because we'll be using your own generated data to answer specific questions about what we see. Again, these sessions are there to help you learn about your data and ask very detailed questions, where these sessions that are free to our customer base right now are just meant to be general and informative to help you get started in the use of your program. The iKnowledge Resource Center, as I mentioned, is designed with you in mind. And we're going to go back to the website, so I'm going to actually escape out of our presentation here one more time. And I'm going to go back to the istation website. Now again, once we've logged into the istation website, we have a left navigational menu. This is where our reports will be living. So if you're working with anyone in the pre-K to third grade arena, you're going to find all the data in this tab for early reading, pre-K through third grade. So you would see a list of reports. If you are working with students 4th through 12th grade, you would click on ISIP Advanced Reading and find a list of reports available. If you have students that are currently taking ISIP Español, this is built for pre-K through third grade, and you can click on that tab and find reports regarding ISIP Español. We are currently piloting 4th and 5th grade ISIP assessments for math, and that is currently available to our current customer base. So for those students who are currently using iStation and campuses who have been using iStation, please check with your sales representative to find out if you are eligible to pilot the ISIP math program this year. For those students that are using our individualized instructional piece, the reading program tab will offer additional reports regarding their differentiated instruction and how they're doing individually. But here at the far bottom on the left-hand side is the iKnowledge Resource Center. This is a very important resource center for new implementations and for new teachers to existing implementations. This will be a getting started category for all the videos that are currently available on how to log in for students and educators, adding and removing students to class list if necessary, login cards, preparing for assessment days, and many more. So these short videos are, again, self-paced tutorials that will walk you through all the things that I'm covering today and more. And then coming in mid-September and early October will be 2 more phases of tutorials that will be focused on products and reports. So you'll have many more things, and we'll be building onto this across the year. Again, this is a brand new addition to the school year here at iStation. So we hope that you find these very helpful. But again, these can be viewed anytime on the website and can be rewound, fast forward, repeated over and over and over again for your assistance in getting things up and running at iStation with us over the year. All right, so I'm going to close the Resource Center and again go back to our presentation. So again, you see that we designed everything in the Resource Center with you in mind, thinking how is a logical setup to use the program. So once you are able to access that and you can see the iKnowledge Resource Center, we will try very hard to make sure that what we're implementing there is going to follow the logical implementation of any of our schools or districts. So these are going to be 24/7 available. Getting started training videos are available now, as you just saw. And then a video overview of iStation is accessible on the home page. And that's that one that's about a 5-minute video that just covers what iStation is in general and how it can complement your implementation. For any additional support that you might need through iStation, please contact iStation Support Services at 1-866-883-7323, and you'll be prompted to choose the department for your specific needs. There are several prompts. Prompt 1 will be for sales, so if you're looking to purchase any additional products or add anything on or have questions regarding your purchase, you would simply press 1 for sales. Pressing 2 will take you to the support team. We do have live support specialists here in Dallas, Texas, answering your questions every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., or you can email them at support@istation.com. There is also a prompt for training, so once you get started and you're ready to schedule that customized instructional session for your group or groups, you can simply press 4 and that will direct you to the training department. And we would be happy to work with you in getting whatever we need to do to get set up with whatever your campus or district may have purchased this year for training services. And again, those are customized sessions for your individual needs, whether it's a campus purchase or a district purchase. We'll be happy to work with you on that. So essentially, gang, that's it for the day. Those are, again, the 5 simple steps to just getting started to iStation. And I hope that you have found this information to be very helpful. Again, this is just intended to be a very brief general webinar to get you up and running. And then if you have any more detailed questions, please, again, contact our support team or feel free to contact iStation Training by dialing that same number and pressing prompt 4 if you have questions regarding the procedures to set up your training. Check with your campus administrators or your technology folks to see where they are in the phases of implementation for iStation, and we will do our very best to support you throughout the entire school year. Again, have a great day and have a great school year, and we look forward to working with you across the school year and in the future. So have a great day, everybody. We're going to go ahead and conclude now. Thanks so much.